The government has pledged to continue investing in Singapore and Singaporeans to grow new businesses and create good jobs. But to achieve this, Trade and Industry Minister Chan Chun Sing says it is crucial to develop the strengths that distinguish Singapore and invest in infrastructure for the long term. Mr. Chan's speech is the fourth in a series of 6 national broadcasts, laying out plans on how the country can emerge stronger from COVID-19.
Many F&B outlets showed their tenacity during the circuit breaker by launching delivery-friendly menus to capture new customers. But even after the economy returns to full capacity, Trade and Industry Minister Chan Chun Sing says it may not be as simple for others to rethink their business models. Because of this, the government's immediate priority will be to help firms redesign operations and serve new markets. Mr. Chan added that another focus is to create jobs and training opportunities in the coming year. Looking to the future, however, Mr. Chan cautioned that there will be challenges as the world becomes more protectionist. Even so, Mr. Chan says the government will invest in developing the intangible strengths that distinguish Singapore. For instance, ensuring that Singapore remains a trusted brand.
Throughout this crisis, we have also continued to show the world they can trust Singapore. We did not impose export restrictions or nationalize foreign investments. We kept our production lines open for global supply chains, including critical materials for surgical masks. We worked with companies to increase their production so that we could meet Singapore's and the world's needs. And we facilitated the continued flow of essential goods and people through our ports and airports.
Other strengths highlighted by Mr. Chan include Singapore's resilience, which have been cemented by diversifying supply sources and the inking of free trade agreements to boost business opportunities and attract new investments. Continuing to build connectivity infrastructure is another long-term goal. Mr. Chan reassured Singaporeans that these plans remain sound, and he described projects like Punggol Digital District and Jurong Lake District as plans that will make Singapore a safe harbour for talents, ideas and intellectual property. Operations here at Tanjong Pagar Terminal have been moved as part of plans to develop the Tuas megaport. It's part of even bigger development plans for the Greater Southern Waterfront, first announced in 2013 by Prime Minister Lee Hsien Loong in his National Day rally speech. Now what you see here will be transformed into an area to live, work and play. Mr. Chan said projects like this and others like the Changi Airport Terminal 5 will help reinforce Singapore as the choice hub for business, finance, trade and data flows.
We will pace the timelines for these projects according to demand. But do not doubt this. We will get them all done. Together, they will create a vibrant and innovative Singapore for our children, full of opportunities, full of life.
More importantly, Mr. Chan says the government will ensure that every Singaporean shares the benefits of growth. Key to this will be the country's digital transformation and inclusion efforts in helping local firms to take the leap into the international market. He explained that promising local companies will be groomed to compete globally. Students will get more overseas exposure, and workers whose school years are far behind them will have the opportunity to upskill.
Our promise is this: we will create opportunities for all Singaporeans, no matter how old you are, to improve your lives at every stage of your careers. So long as you are able and willing, we will support you.
Mr. Chan says these investments in Singapore's strengths, infrastructure and people have given global companies reason to maintain their confidence in the city-state, and highlighted that in the first 4 months of this year, Singapore secured $13 billion worth of investment commitments. Mr. Chan recounted how past generations built the economy from scratch.
We are defined by our determination to chart our own destiny, guided by the values of openness, inclusiveness, self-determination, meritocracy, and incorruptibility. For us to defy the odds of history and not only survive, but thrive, with the world as our hinterland and our markets.
Despite the country's multiracialism, he says Singaporeans are united by a history of overcoming the odds and are today in a better position to keep Singapore going and growing.